Welcome back, my fellow duplicants. Today we're going to explore further into space. So in the last episode here, we were able to make it to these first 3 asteroids right here. So the 2 carbon asteroids and then the metallic asteroid right here. This one looks like a good destination because we can get a little bit of fullerene right there and some iso resin. So that'll be real good. The other location that looks rather interesting is this satellite way out here because I can actually pick up some steel from this location. I'm really curious to see what these other 2 materials are as well, because if it happens to be one of these more rare resources, then that will be a great mid-range destination to visit many, many times. The next place that I might want to do research for is only 30,000 kilometers out, but once we get up to 40,000, I can actually visit 3 different locations. So if I set up a rocket for 40,000, then I can get a lot of research out of that one setup right there. However, some things have happened between the last episode and now. I just let the game run for a couple hours and you can see the duplicates built up this really big silo right here, which is absolutely awesome. This is where I'm going to do a lot of liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen, a lot of thermal energy that's going to be coming off of these rockets here, and we're going to turn that into power. So that'll be pretty cool. One problem that I have right now is that I'm more or less out of steel. So I have to recover a little bit of steel from some things that I can deconstruct here. So hopefully we can take care of that. But the other thing is I have to go and dig for a little bit more of fossil because actually I've run out of lime. And I think a good location for that is going to be looking down near the bottom of the map. I noticed that there was some right down here. You can see this is where a little bit of fossil is. Now, so far that's the only fossil I've seen on the map. So let's go ahead and come down here and dig this up. However, while my duplicates are down here, we might as well explore the core as well. Because you can see there's a ton of ice down here. And there's also a problem that I'm having here with this space station. It's suddenly become a little bit too hot for living up here. You can see that we're up to about 74 degrees Celsius, and that's kind of hot. So I need to cool some things down. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and set up several wheezeworts here. I put in flower pots. That's the wrong thing. Dupes. Those need to be planter boxes. So we'll go ahead and set those up. And we're going to use a little bit of an icy fan right here. I'm actually just deconstructing these floor tiles real quick because I'm going to put mesh tiles down here. That way, if we do have some problems with the water melting inside of here, at least it doesn't flood everything else. Now, as far as my fuel sources are concerned, these little dense puffs here have been working really hard, but unfortunately, I think I have picked up just about all the oxalite they have to offer. Although there is some stuff behind other things right here. So what would be sweet is if I could just sweep up maybe just the oxalite or everything but the oxalite in this area just to see exactly what I have. As it turns out, I actually can do that. If I go down here and I go to sweep and I select sweep by type, I can pick exactly what I want. Look, you get a nice big list here. So if I find oxalite, which is right over here, set this to a nice high priority. I can send my dupes around to sweep it up. Nice! And you can see that it didn't sweep up the dirt and stuff right there. So you can see right where I have all of that oxalite. So this is a new mod, Sweep by Type by Stefan right there. Thanks so much for that. It's super nice. I've added that to the Quality of Life collection. So you might want to check it out. Neat little tool. I love those super useful little tools. Speaking of mod ideas, one of them that came up in the comment section here was potentially to have rockets be able to be queued up and built rather than stacked one piece on top of the other. I know at least when I'm trying to build a really big rocket, that would be quite useful. As far as the rockets that I want to build here, the one over here on the left is actually just going to have a solid fuel thruster, a little bit of a steam engine beneath that. That's good, and then a cargo bay on top of that, and then we'll put the command capsule right on top of that. A very, very small rocket, but all it's going to do is just run out to this asteroid and back. Now for the bigger rocket, I want to go all the way out to 40,000 kilometers and back, and I will be using oxalite, so that does mean when I'm running petroleum, I will be using up quite a bit more fuel. When you compare that to liquid oxygen, you can see that that cuts the number down significantly. So just to run a research unit out that far, so just to run a research rocket all the way out there and back, I would need 1,100 kilograms right there. And that would be 6 research modules. If I only do 5, it's a little bit less, but I would like to take a cargo bay if I'm going to go out that far. And as it turns out, I can do that with the same amount of modules, right? So that would be 2 fuel tanks, 1 oxidizer, and then 6 components on top of that, which I think is a little bit too tall. Yeah, that's 10, so I can't I can't stack all of that onto one rocket. My rockets currently are limited to 9 segments tall, so I'd have to do something like this. Luckily, I already have 1,600 kilograms of oxalite over here, so I'm in good shape. So I can get 750 research if I do 3 runs just like that. But that is not enough to get the liquid oxidizer tank. Crap. But if I do 1 run to the first asteroid that's all the way over here on the right? If I do 1 run up there I can bring back some materials, that'll be nice. And then if I just send research rockets to these 2 locations, then that's enough research to unlock the next thing. Alright, so I have a game plan. Let's keep our space base cool with the most basic things. A magic plant and a fan. Meep over here, this guy, he's got surf and turf right next to him. What does he do? He goes and runs a pickled meal and then salts it, in case you needed some more salt for that. If you like what you like, guess you don't have to worry about it, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and deconstruct this stuff. I don't need it anymore. I did sweep up most of that stuff. That's actually where a good amount of the heat is as well, actually, just running regolith and stuff like that through this transportation port. It pumps in a lot of heat to my base. You can see here what I'm trying to go for is that you will actually be able to get into this base via transit tubes and then be able to navigate this location without using Atmos suits or docks. Well, maybe you might need an Atmos suit, but you get the idea. It's kind of indoors. I think it'll look cool when it's all said and done. We'll make this into a real silo, so we'll have 2 walls, and this will just be like a giant rocket pod, just shooting rockets off all the time. It'll be neat. Oh, you know what? One way I could get around the research thing is if I were to stack a couple of researchers onto this. They don't bring back the full amount when you just send them to a place they've already been, but they do bring back 10. So if I go to 10,000, right? And we're running off of steam and a solid fuel thruster, how many research things can I take with me? I could take 2. That's not bad. 792. So I'll set that to 792. Currently have 10 tons of oxalite. Wow. All right, sweep that up. Where else do I have tons? Oh, geez, over here, over here, over here, over there. Wow, okay, I got a lot of it. Hang on. Let's cancel all of this real quick and just sweep oxalite. Sweep by type. It's all the way at the end. Oh, close to it. Then if I drag that out, sweet. Then if I select this, we can see just how much oxalite there is. Aha, a little bit right there. And there we go, and I put a little bit of salt water down here just to kind of keep it from bubbling off. Although it wasn't really bubbling off thanks to the pressure. But, you know, cool, good deal. Now, if my dupes would actually dig down there to the bottom of the map and dig up some of that ice. What's your priority? There you go. Oh, hey look, we'll get some wolframite out of this as well. Okay, so another thing my dupes were doing between the 2 episodes here is one, I got this gold volcano up and running, mostly. There's actually still some liquid down here that needs to be mopped up, so let's just go ahead and take care of that. But for the most part, this gold volcano is actually fairly easy to use, and I'm not too worried about the gas that comes in here. The other one I hooked up to a liquid lock, just being real careful. This one doesn't seem to matter that much. It might be that the pressure out here is relatively low, but this gas pump here also does a good job. Even though this actually does bring in a little bit of gas there, and you can see that it's quite hot, there's not a lot of it there, so the pump actually does a good job of just getting rid of that gas. Okay, and the other thing was this transit tube system here. It's really just kind of roughly laid in right now, but this should allow us a little bit of a shortcut between space and where we have all of our refined metals down here. So I just got to deconstruct some things and kind of clean it up a little bit, and then it will be complete. Who's on fire? Nixon? Welcome to the base, bud. Oh, dude, he's cooked. Poor guy. Somebody want to help him? Val says, no, forget about it. I got other things to do. This salt water's in my hands. Gotta take care of that. Nope, that's all right. Catalina's got you. Poor guy. Got cooked. Hopefully we'll get rid of that heat. That's close. How about you move up here, bud? Poor guy's like crawling over here to the other cot. Speaking of hot things, I think there's just a lot of hot stuff right here. Let's sweep that up, make sure. It's a little too hot. My dupes are getting crispy again. I mean, wouldn't you like to put on a little jet suit that's 80 degrees Celsius? Sure, I would. It'd be real nice. Kitty's down here just working really hard, trying to clean up all this. How did polluted dirt end up there? Did you poop on the floor? What's up with that? All right, so let's finish off this Hyperloop project here. We got one that goes right there, a little bit more right down here. Just need some ladders. There you go. And then just connect that little bit right there and we should be good to go. All right, has anybody made it down to the frozen core yet? Yes, yes they have. All right, good deal. What do we have over here? You know what, is there a digging tool that would allow you to select the hardness? You know, so if you wanted to dig really close to abyssalite, but you didn't want to actually dig the abyssalite. So for example, if I had a mod that would work like this, I just dig like that, but instead of getting all of this, I'd just get the stuff that is softer than the abyssalite. All right, so Ren's down here doing a little bit of construction. Excellent. We'll see what kind of geyser we have down here. Wonder if it'll be a volcano. That would be pretty cool. Look at this water. What? Majestic. All right, so the temperature's near the ice fan and this Wheezewort starting to cool down a little bit. That's 67. It's a little bit better than like 72. It's going to take a while, but given enough time, I think that'll cool down. Oh, just gotta keep my eye on this rocket here. There we go, boom, just like that. And the other thing is I do need to have a liquid pipe that's going to run the petroleum over here all the way over to these rockets. So a lot of different pipes will actually be running from this. So liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen, petroleum. We can even use the heat from these engines to make our own petroleum out of from crude oil. That's pretty cool. I've actually done that in a previous video, but I'll try to actually make it in-game. Oh no, no, cancel. Okay, good. We're okay. Anyhow, I'm going to run liquid pipes like this, right over here. Boom, just like that. So the heat catcher from these rockets over here actually just has this large chunk of metal or whatever anything else I want to use right down here. Basically, this whole area right here captures a lot of heat that comes from the steam from the engines, whether it's petroleum, hydrogen, or even the steam engine. So you can use that for a lot of useful things. It's also super hot, so yeah. So you might be able to melt some things that you couldn't melt otherwise. Who's on fire now? Ren? Seriously, Ren, you just spent half the day in a frozen core that's minus 100 degrees Celsius. Now you're on fire? These dupes. What are you guys doing? Have a fungal spore. Okay, you know what would be awesome? Is if I had like diamond on the outside here, but then I put aluminum tiles on the inside, and then once the rockets got it like hot enough, it would actually melt the aluminum. So then I would have liquid aluminum in the middle with diamond on the outside. And then when it cools down enough, it would actually re-solidify. That would be cool. I don't know how effective it would be compared to just using, like, let's say a bunch of steel tiles or something like that, but it seems interesting to me. All right, enough of that. That's still a little ways off. Let's go ahead and put Eric inside of this rocket here and relocate some of this stuff because it actually needs to be a little bit lower. All right, so in order to get the ore out of these cargo bays from the rockets, you actually want to use a shipping rail. Now, it is important to use the right type of rail because some of them can melt. Steel's my kind of go-to obvious choice because it actually has a high temperature resistance. Although when you're dealing with a steam rocket and the solid fuel thruster, the temperatures are not too high. But as you get into petroleum engines, you do start to run the risk of potentially melting the conveyor rails. And if you definitely get into hydrogen engines, you can definitely melt rails. So that's why I like to use steel. Iron is another good option for the lower tier rockets. But you can see gold amalgam here. It melts at 1,000 degrees Celsius, so that's a little bit too low. Aluminum is going to be like 600 degrees Celsius, and I forget what the copper is, but it's kind of low too. Yeah, it's 1,000 again. So iron or steel, but I'm just going to go with steel for now. So for right now, I'm just going to go with iron until I get a lot more steel on hand. So we could just take this, we'll bring it over here, and if you just put a conveyor chute, boom, everything will drop out once you come back. And I'm going to dunk it in a little bit of water. Or how about I dunk it right there, and we'll see just how hot it is. Or I could just drop it right down inside of my base so that I don't have to run outside and grab it. That's another good option. But then again, as you can see, my base is plenty hot as is, so I don't know exactly how hot this stuff is going to be coming back from space. Hey, that's like 100 degrees. Dupes, you want to sweep that up? It's like just chilling in my base. Okay, it's doing anything but chilling. It's just roasting in my base. Poor Meep over here's sweating every time he goes to sleep. Okay, how many crispy dupes do I have right now? Okay, pretty much all of them. Dr. Eskimo, Dusty Pix, Meep's a little crispy, my lovely dupe, Nicola, even Ren. Am I out of cots? Nope. There you go, Ren. Who made a mess? Kitty? Why did you make a mess? You have your own private bathroom. What happened here? Dupes? Kitty, this is... You can't manage your own suit? You were doing so good, Kitty. Okay, Dupes, just 2 more pieces and I can launch this rocket. Does anybody want to help? Anybody? Okay, so here's the thing. I see 1 jet suit dock empty. Where's the duplicant? Where's the duplicant? Oh, in the command capsule. That makes sense. Okay, so apparently priority level 9 is not high enough. Let's get this built now, please. Anybody? Anybody? Why don't they want to go up there? They built the rest of this? What's the deal? I can't get my dupes to build this automation wire. Oh, insufficient power for the transit tube access point. That's what's up. Okay, weird. Are you kidding me? You guys got a full shine bug reactor and the steam turbine is running. How much power does this base need? This bad boy's pumping out 1,300 watts on top of everything else. Like this thing. There's power there. There's power there. Did something overload? Somewhere? Maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. No. All the wires look good. What are you doing, game? The mother load of power right here. Just thousands of watts. But you can't run? Oh, okay. So the automation thingy doesn't realize that that is actually true. Okay. There you go. Problem solved. Everything's working fine, don't worry about it. It's all good. Apparently this is an unreachable build. I have duplicates with jetpacks that can fly anywhere through here. Path 1, you could just go right over here through the door. Path 2, maybe go up here. Path 3, maybe go down there. No? A little too complicated for you? Maybe? Alright, so is somebody going to finally deliver to this? How are you out here without an Atmos suit? No, that's not connected. They're sneaking out right there. These tricky dupes. That and this right here suddenly decided that it's no longer going to be a tube. Like they were going underneath here, but now that's broken. That makes more sense now. Fix that then, dupes, or don't. Okay, Nicola, dude, you can move up over here. Can you not? Can you not move through there? Okay, they can't move through there. There we go. Good job, dupes. Finally. We should be back up and running now. Poor Eric's over here like, man, I just want to fly this rocket, but I've been sitting here for 6 cycles. I know, man. These 2. Just those 2. Aha! There we go. Now the rocket's ready to rumble. Bye-bye! Now, let's take a look at the heat down here. Whoo, look at how hot those mosaic tiles got. It's over 100 degrees Celsius, just like that. You can even see it's raining inside here. So we were able to capture a little bit of the water that came off of that. Not that I was actually aiming to capture any of that water, though. So, let's take a look at the frozen core. Alright, we've made a little bit of progress down here. Not a ton, but still heading in the right direction. We've yet to uncover what is behind here. Let's see if we can dig that out. Oh, here's a little bit more fossil way over here. Oh, and then there's this thing. I think that's a polluted oxygen vent, probably. Let's go ahead and dig that up. Just one more tile and see what we get out of it. And then definitely make our way over here to pick up that fossil. I could definitely use the steel. No, it's a chlorine gas vent. Interesting. So that one there outputs 433 grams a second at 60 degrees Celsius. Sorry, Drandolph, we have even more chlorine coming your way. At least it's no longer overpressured inside of here. It's only 1.7, so should be a little bit happier. My dupes dragged so much polluted dirt all over the place when I told them to try to sweep this stuff up. I mean, there's some there. I think there's... Look at all of this right here. It's just polluted dirt everywhere. Oh, maybe there's a neural vacillator back here. That would be pretty cool. We were talking about that just yesterday. Oh, well, bummer. There's no neural vacillator here. Just a random table all the way down here. Maybe that's where the farmers will stay. They are way over here rather than being over here where things are a little bit more practical. But I don't know. We'll see what else is over here. Because we have some more weight plates and automation over there. That usually means we're going to go to some like little storage lockers or something. So it's usually not a neural vacillator, but there is something else over there. A bunch of pinch pepper plants too. That's good. And some iron. Always good to have. Okay, so what is behind this one? Oh, not a natural gas geyser. Ooh. Way down here. What temperature does natural gas liquefy? Minus 161 degrees Celsius. So we're still a good 100 degrees off from liquid natural gas. Not that liquid natural gas does us any good. Alright, so our rocket is returning from space. And we're going to see how much stuff just gets unloaded right here. So if we take a look at the shipping, there we go. You can see there we have a lot of coal. That's actually really cold at negative 23 degrees Celsius. So if we take a look at this, we can get a good idea of what we're bringing back. We have about 300 kilograms of diamond, a little bit of iso resin right there, some coal and refined carbon. And the fullerene was already offloaded before I looked at that. So how much did we get there? Only 1.4 kilograms. And we can see here that we've already kind of resupplied this, so that's good to go. I think I'll go ahead and just connect that. Shoot, maybe we just keep running this thing off of steam. I have more than enough salt water. And the temperature just seems to keep going up and up and up because we're, you know, blasting it with rockets. By the way, a big thanks to everybody that's been subscribing here recently. We're getting much, much closer to 100,000 subscribers. That's been a goal I've been after for many years now. And actually, I'm quite surprised on just how many of you are subscribed that are following this series. It's about a 50-50 split, which is actually quite impressive in YouTube terms. So thank you guys so much for following this series. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. And if you have been following this series, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, so this rocket here is set up to automatically launch. Doesn't take the dupes too long to actually fill this thing with iron and oxalate, so that's pretty good. It actually takes longer for it to fill up with steam. It's one of the limitations of using the steam rocket is that you can only supply 1 kilogram a second to fill up these engines, whereas when you have petroleum, obviously you can do 10 kilograms. So it fuels up a lot faster. But hey, there you have it. Waiting for materials. What do you have? You have crude oil, you have some lime, got plenty of lime. You're actually waiting for refined carbon. Do I not have a refined carbon kiln set up? I thought for sure I had one of those. Well, if not, I'm going to put one right here. Oh, okay, so here's a problem. These automation wires melted. How hot is that? Temperature, 364 degrees Celsius. Whoops. Alright, so I'm going to upgrade these wires here from iron to steel, at least those that are in the direct path of the rocket where things get really, really hot. So that should help a little bit. Oh, we got a new colony achievement. Pulling back the veil. Revealing 80% of the map. Okay, sweet. Oh, you know what? I think I found the neural vacillator. It's probably in here. Just a cool 400 degrees Celsius. Nice. There we go. Now the rocket's ready to go. Let's go ahead and turn that pump on again. It's kind of hot down there. These gas pumps might melt. 275 degrees? Yeah, possibly. Boom! Nicola! Nicola, no! You're stuck. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. There you go. Kind of low on oxygen. There's not a lot of oxygen anywhere close by. Keep going, bud. You got this. Ah, well, that's a good option, actually. Oh, you know what we could do? We have chlorine right here, and we have something that's cold enough. We could make liquid chlorine. What is liquid chlorine good for? Honestly, I don't know what liquid chlorine is good for. I mean, gas is useful, but liquid? All right, so I finished up the second rocket here. We have a command capsule here, a cargo bay, and then several research modules on top of the fuel tanks. So how much range does that give me? I didn't actually set the tank limits, which is something you kind of want to do before you build the rocket fully, but whatever. Max range, 21 kilometers. Okay, not so great. Okay, we're going to drop the cargo bay, and we're going to go with 5 research modules. But I can't do 40,000, but I can do 30,000 if I do 839. Ooh, but it's 1-to-1 ratio on the oxalite. Oh, you know what? If I set that to 840 and I set this one to 840, I might actually drop a lot of oxalite on the ground here. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so I need another pilot for my rockets down here. How you doing, Nixon? I think Con Agni is going to become a pilot here. You have some pretty high morale expectations now, but that'll be fine. The other rocket is back. Sweet. And it's unloading its goodies. And bam, just like that, we've already delivered all the iron we need. That works pretty good. And there goes all the oxalate. Man, all right. Sweet. The only thing slow about this is the gas pumps. Okay, so it doesn't look like I need to be afraid of the temperatures that are actually coming out of the stuff that comes back in the cargo bay, at least from the first asteroid. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that material right down here. So rather than way out here, that makes it a lot easier to sweep up and use somewhere else. The other thing is when I go to expand this over here and start to actually do things like the molecular forge and whatnot, probably in this area, it'll be nearby. So that'll be cool. And it also won't require jet suit dock in order to get there. All right, so we're up to run this one again. There you go, dupes. So how's our research progressing? Now, we're actually doing pretty good here. Okay, so I found something that's really interesting. All the way down here in the bottom left, there's one little geyser of some sort, but it's surrounded entirely by neutronium except for one tile. I must know what this is. Although I don't think I can actually... I doubt I can actually build down there. That might be just a death trap, but I'm curious. I need to know what it is now. Uh-oh, I have an emergency here. I think Ren ran out of fuel. So you need to dig like crazy. Priority level, please. And then also dig this out. What do we have? Mafic and obsidian. So you gotta build your way to freedom now. So we need a ladder that's going to build up like this, so that you can go all the way over there. And then over here as well. Ooh, come on now. Let's try to save Ren. Come on, just fall straight down so I don't have to dig this out. Okay, good. Cancel that. Move on over to the left, Ren. What? Ren! You don't need to do anything with this. The oxalite is fine. No, Ren, you need to build over here. Okay, we actually have Mafic rock over in this spot. So let's try to make that out of Mafic. There you go, Ren. Come on. No, Ren. What are you doing, Ren? No, that's a bad choice. Come here, this is Mafic. It's super priority. Why would Kitty run over here to do that? No, Ren is right here. Come on, game. Quick, she's running out of oxygen. This is getting pretty close. Come on, dupes, figure it out. Just a little more. Oh, there we go. She survived. Oh, that was pretty close to being game over there for Ren. All right. No, Meep, you were so close. I'm just waiting on the Atmos suit here, and then I can launch this rocket. Meep's like, nah, man, I'm gonna go to sleep. All right, maybe Kenzilla can do it. He's in this suit. He's flying. Come on, buddy. Just a little bit further. Ha! There we go. Ooh, there's the big, and now we've got the big rocket. Cool. So that rocket is heading off to this rocky asteroid, 30,000 away. It's going to pull back all of this research, and that'll be pretty neat. So that will help us progress towards liquid oxygen so that we can build up to the liquid oxidizer tank. Okay, so one last thing. Let's see what the least accessible geyser is all about. What do you think it's going to be? A volcano? Maybe? The thing is, I don't know how you actually get down there in such a way that you can then get back out. Because you can't build a ladder over a geyser. Can you? I don't think you can. I've never tried. No, see, it doesn't say you can. You can build one right there. Whoa. But you can build just to the left of it, so maybe you can go right there. Okay, we'll try to make this out of obsidian. We'll just kind of move in there slowly. Ren's just feeling dangerous today. Oh, hey, look. No, it might actually be some sort of liquid. Okay, let's try to go a little further. Where'd everybody go? They ran off. Anybody? Oh, they're all gone. Is there just nothing down here? What? No, there's nothing down here. Huh. But you know what? I think we just found Dr. Eskimo's house. In quite literally the most remote part of the base possible. I love it. Yeah, see, there's just nothing down there. All right, well, that's pretty cool. I like it. And you know what else would be cool is if I could get some sleet wheat and we just turn this into a massive sleet wheat farm. The thing is, I haven't found any sleet wheat seeds just yet. So right now it's just a big chunk of ice with a natural gas geyser. So, and a very, very remote spot for a bedroom. I like it. Interesting things. At any rate, that's all I got time for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode here of Oxygen Not Included. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. If this looks like the channel for you, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.